Good morning, traders. So we're still using the Bill Williams theory and looking at the Aussie, the South African top 40. Now, I've got this level drawn in, which is basically these two inside tails here. But there is another one, and this is off the weekly chart, and this is the swing low here. Now, you can see these two levels together with the weekly 200 EMA is what's causing all this chaos at the moment. So what I'm referring to as chaos is really the indecision. So you see all these tails up and down, typically referred to as barbed wire, and you can see it that happened during most of last year, where they didn't, nobody really knew what was going on. Are we going up or down? Until eventually picking a direction and moving down. So those are the three areas that I'm looking at the moment. And the next level, I think let's just put this weekly in as well. There it is there. And what I'll do is just change the properties of that to a purple so we know what it is. Okay, so that's the one thing. The other thing is that the alligator is starting to flatten out on the weekly, which is basically this range that we're in at the moment. But one thing that is looking promising is the fact that we didn't close much higher. Well, we haven't closed this week yet, but each week has essentially closed higher. So this week, what we're looking for is a higher close. And if we do get it engulfing red, then you can expect us to bounce off this level. Okay, that's still touch and go, but there are some signals that we could extend whatever little rally we got building at the moment into next week. And I think the daily 200 EMA would probably be a half decent target. Okay, so looking at the daily, you can see yesterday was pretty much a really non-event day. It was not much had happened. The day before we had this massive move down of like 1,500 points, and then we had very little net movement. But the main thing here is that we are above the alligator. Alligator is pointing to the upside. So our trend is still potentially looking to have changed. Okay, 4 hour. You can see the 4 hour, we had this massive move down on Monday, and then yesterday we just battled with the 4 hour 200 EMA. And that's kind of the lay of the land at the moment. What is interesting is that we do have the oscillator sort of hovering around here in the oversold territory. So there's nothing concrete here. Nothing that I would like to commit to as such. And we do have sort of a bit of an upward trend right now. Okay, so just move down to the hour. I think this is where you're going to see most of the action. So you can see, again, we still had that strong move, and then the sideways move through most of yesterday. Okay, so this pin bar here is pretty much a bit of a wise man number one. I'm not really confident or comfortable with it because of, look at the awesome oscillator, how flat it was yesterday. So very little momentum up or down. So sideways motion, we are above the alligator. So, and I think the critical aspect here is a break above this first level. Okay, so this first level is 46,645, sorry. So that's kind of what we're looking for. So basically this swing low here, if you look on your charts, you'll see this swing low here and this swing high here. That's sort of the zone that we've got to get through. You can see the sellers are sitting here trying to push it down. Okay, for whatever reason that is, they're still trying to push this thing down. Okay, so if we just have a quick look at what's going on the international market. So Hang Seng is up 1.8% at the moment. The Nikkei's up 1.2%. Rand dollar is 13.93. Not much has changed from yesterday. But the big thing at the moment is the Nasdaq. Nasdaq was up 1% yesterday and currently up 0.6% at the moment. and then 10 cent is up 2% at the moment. Okay, so all of that is pointing to a gap up. So I would really assume that we're going to get a gap up and then target one of these two areas here. I think this weekly 200 EMA will definitely bring the sellers back in. If you look at the hour, we are sort of, we're not quite oversold or overbought, sorry. We are sort of hovering in the middle, so there's nothing really there. But this is kind of the view that I've got at the moment, and it's sort of the trade that I would take. Okay, so the view is as follows. So looking for a break above this level here, and you can see it is actually a flat top triangle, and the target for that is going to be, so let's just get rid of that. Let's tidy up the line a bit. There we go. Okay, so you can see 1, 2, 3 touches and 2 touches on top. So that's 5 touches in total. That's pretty much what I look for in a consolidation pattern. So now I'm looking for a breakout. Breakout could be to the top or the bottom. Okay, so it could be a breakout below this trend line. There'll be a break, retest of the alligator break. That would be entry short, and you play this thing short for the second move, which would be this measured move here. Okay. Breakout to the upside is going to be from the first touch here. That's the target. So we go like this to there. And that is our target to the upside. And look at that. Straight on to the 200 EMA on the weekly. Okay. So that's kind of my view on this today. I'm expecting a gap up. And it's going to be a long entry or a long trade. And you're going to be looking at two relatively close targets. We can just pick them up. So it's going to be 46.838. Yeah, so it's 46.835 and then 47.055. Those are the areas that you're looking for. So I think 4700 would be a decent target for anything. Okay, so do we expect a gap up? And it may be quite a significant gap with 10 cent up 2%. But then what you're looking for is wait for that first half hour of trading, or first half hour of pre-trading to finish. Then get in long on any pullback that you see. It may be 1 or 2 bars, and you're possibly going to be looking at the 12 minutes or possibly even the 6 or 5 minutes to get your entry if you're not in already. Okay, if it does open flat, I would actually put in a trade on the break here. Okay, if it gaps all the way up into this area, how far is that from where we closed? Okay, it is possible. It's 500 points. So if it gaps up all the way up to here, rather wait. You're probably going to be looking for a bit of a either a pullback or it's going to be a reversal off this level. Okay, so be careful, I think, is the other thing I'm saying. So if we have a gentle gap up just above this level here, then you've got room to get a long trade in. If you gap up straight into the zone, wait for a pullback, watch for price action. If you get a pullback that happens down here, or even back down at the gap close, that would be your next entry for your long. Okay. Yeah, and you may be able to pick up a scalp short off this level. It just depends how the markets, if the markets run today. And looking at the Dax and the Dow, my target on the Dow, my long target on the Dow is very close. It's a couple of points. So yeah, I won't say I'm expecting a pullback just yet, but markets are looking a little tired. And I think this anticipation of the trade war agreement coming, or trade war coming to an end, is what is fueling the market at the moment. And we all know how Trump reacts, so he could throw his spanner in the works and it could just reverse off. So be careful. Okay, that's my view today. This flat top triangle I think is going to play out. We're looking for a target of the weekly 200 EMA around 47.055. Anything between 4700 and 4750 is kind of the target area you're looking for. So just watch out for the gap. If it is a sort of a smaller gap, wait for the retest of this break and then get in. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's me on the Aussie today. I'm expecting a bit of an upside day. It could also come all the way back down, so just bear in mind this weekly 200 EMA could be a very good area for a short as well. And I think that short is probably going to be a scalp. So it'll be just a scalp to come and test a breakout level, which if you look to the left, just get them off the hour, look to the left, you'll see all your breakout levels. And this breakout level where we are right now, 46,645, is a critical one. So I would like to see this retested and the retest to hold, which will be another entry long. Okay. Anyway, that's it for me today. Looking for longs, and hope it helps. And I'll catch up with you later. Enjoy the day. Cheers for now.